We'll be starting in some time. Till then, stay tuned.
Okay, so everyone, we'll be starting with the seminar in 1 minute. Has the bulb above your head ever lightened up? Maybe you've envisioned fascinating ideas that could potentially transform lives. But to bring such an idea into existence, you will need people who can make collaborations with your vision, and GitHub aids in doing exactly that. Hello, and a very warm good evening to all the enthusiasts present here. I'm Samriddhi Bajpayee, and my co-host Avi Ehlawat welcome you all to the event organized by the Instrument Society of India. GitHub is an online software development platform used for storing, tracking, and collaborating on software projects. So it becomes very necessary for the upcoming innovators to know about the site and access it. Therefore, ISOI has come up with an event today named Gitify, which will give exposure of GitHub to the participants so that they can access projects related to instrumentation. Do you want to develop your own software but don't know how to give it a kickstart? Don't worry then, you are at the right place. Today, we have Abhishek Agarwal, MERN-Stack Senior Developer and Technical Mentor, along with Hridayesh Bhatnagar, Specialized Front-End Senior Developer, who will be our mentors for this session. We welcome you both to this session and would now request you to brief us more about the topic.
So hey everyone, I'm Abhishek. I'm a full stack developer and technical mentor at VTrends.
Hello, I'm Hridayesh. I'm specialized front-end developer and a senior developer at VTrends.
So how are you all today?
Great, sir.
Fine, sir, fine.
Great. Online college life.
No, sir, now it's offline.
It's offline. Hello.
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah. Awesome. So are you guys excited for the session?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we are.
So those who all are excited, just okay, so let us start with the presentation.
So hi. So the topic today is GitHub and basically Git. So suppose you have a one big project with many team members that you're working on. One problem that you all might face is managing the large code base, tracking changes to it, and keeping it up to date. It is very difficult to manage the code written by different members of the team. Also, it is problematic to manage different versions of your application.
So to solve the solution to all these problems is what we call as Git. So with Git, we can easily manage different versions of our code base. We can manage a very large code base very efficiently and easily to date. We can collaborate with other developers, other contributors on a project to work together.
So let us now start with the installation process. Well, first of all, we need a code editor. For that, we'll be using VS Code.
I would like everyone to follow the steps with us, so it will be easier for you all to understand.
So are you guys able to follow along with us? Please tell us.
Yes, we are following.
Yes, sir. So till the time VS Code gets installed, we'll be installing Git exe file. So for that, just go to www.gitscm.com. You guys can see the URL on the screen. Just visit this website. This is the official website for Git, and it also contains the official documentation for the Git. So on this, just click on this download for Windows option. For Mac users, it will be download for Mac. After clicking on that, just click on this button, this link. This will download the latest stable version for Git on your PC.
Abhishek and Ritesh, you guys can share the link in the message box as well.
Yeah, I'm just sharing the link in the chat box.
Are you guys able to follow up?
Yeah, so we have shared the link for the Git official website in the chat box. Just click on it and download it. Are you guys able to follow? If yes, then type yes in the chat box, please. Okay, so I see a lot of yes in the chat box. So let's move on to the installation process of Git. Go to the file that you have just downloaded and double click on it. Okay, so after that, click on next.
If anyone has any doubt, you guys can just unmute yourself and ask questions.
Yeah, sure. Again, click on next, leave everything as default. So here also leave everything as default and click on next. Again, next. So here we need to change the Visual Studio Code editor. So click on the drop down menu and click on this use Visual Studio Code as its default editor. Are you guys having any doubts? You can ask us. So as you can see right now, it is not giving us option to click on next because Visual Studio Code has not been installed right now. So we'll be first installing that. So you just have to accept the agreement and then click on next, again next. Leave everything as default and click on next. Just check all these boxes and then click on next. And then after that, click on install.
Are you guys able to follow? You guys can drop a message. Okay, Deepak, it seems that you're not able to follow up. Can you just ask your doubt?
Deepak, what's the problem? You can tell us.
Yeah, I got it now.
Okay. So we'll be continuing with the installation of Git.
So now to start with the Git installation, like click again on the installer, click on yes. So you'll get a menu like this, then click on next. Leave everything as default, click on next. If you get any pop-up like this, just agree to it. Leave everything on default. As it is, leave everything on default. So now it is asking which editor you want to use. You can use any editor. I mean, you have to select any editor that you guys use. As I'm using Visual Studio Code, I'll be choosing that as my default editor. Then click on next again. So here comes the two options. One is to keep the main branch as a master branch, and another one is to override it. So nowadays we use main branch as our default branch instead of master branch. So just click on override and let it be main branch over here. Then click on next. So now leave everything on default and click on next. Leave everything on default, click on next again. Next. On this part, it is asking to check out as is, commit as is. Check the third option in it.
Okay, guys, do you have any doubts? You guys can ask.
So can you please repeat that branch part again?
Okay, so Mayur, earlier we used to have master branch as the main branch, but nowadays the standard convention, the standard naming convention has been changed. So we use the name main as for the to name our main branch. So that's why we need to tell Git that by default we want each and every main branch of our project to be named as main only, not master.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so moving on.
After that, just click on use Windows default console window. That will use CMD to use Git commands. Leave this again on default. Leave this again on default. Leaving this on default as well. And just click on install.
It takes a bit of time to get installed on your computer, so leave it as it is and give it some time.
Yeah, by then, if you guys have any doubts.
By then, if you guys have any doubts, you guys can ask us. You can also drop a message in the chat box. Do you guys have any doubts? Are you able to follow with us? If yes, just type yes in the chat box, please. We'll be stopping for 2 minutes here so that everyone has installed Git successfully. After that, we'll continue.
So I'm having doubts in that path environment part, adjusting path environment.
Where?
Yeah. So after I selected that branch part, I'm getting a option for adjusting path environment. It has 3 options.
No, you have to leave everything as default. Just type main there. It is already there, and just click on next.
Yeah, I clicked on next, and now then I have to leave everything on default.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fine. Thank you.
Just one doubt, sir.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just installed the VS Code thing. So
Okay.
how do you set up Git with it?
Okay. So you downloaded the Git installer.
I did.
Okay. So run that. Double click on that.
Yes.
Yeah. Click on next.
Just a second, Bhaiya.
Yeah.
Sorry. Clicked on it. Next.
Okay. Yeah. Next. Leave everything as default and click on next.
And then it says to different folder. I did that. VS Code I'm doing.
No. You just have to leave everything as default. Just in the editors panel, in the drop down that you will get, you have to choose VS Code.
There are 2 VS Code insiders and VS Code.
No, only VS Code.
Okay.
Select that option and click on next.
And then let Git decide or override the default branch.
Override. Yeah,
Okay, main,
choose the
it says
override
main.
option. Yeah, says main, click on next.
Okay. And then Git from the command line.
Leave everything as default only.
Okay. Everything is default.
Yeah.
And then it says enable experimental support or something that.
No. Leave
just leaving
everything.
it.
Yeah, leave it as default and click on install.
Okay, it's installing. So it got installed. Should I launch it?
Sorry?
It got installed.
Okay.
So shall I launch Git?
Yeah, no, you can open the Windows terminal in your laptop if you have.
Okay.
Or else you can open command line. Okay, so everyone is with us right now? Should we proceed? Okay, so we are proceeding. Now to check if the Git is installed perfectly, we'll be checking the version. Okay, so for that we type the command git -- version. So it will return the version of Git that we have installed on our computer. Did everyone run it? So as you guys can see, it is giving Git version 2.35.2.Windows.1. So it says that the version is 2.35.2 and it is installed on a Windows computer. So did you guys get this version of Git? For Mac users, it will be Mac.
No, sir. It's not recognizing the command for me. It's command prompt, right?
Command prompt or Windows terminal, you can use anyone.
Yeah, I'm using command prompt, but it's not recognizing the command.
It is not recognizing the command. So that means your Git has not been installed perfectly.
So shall I reinstall it again?
Should we go through the installation process once again?
Yeah, it would be fine. I think I got confused somewhere.
You can share your screen and show us the problem.
No, if first I'll try reinstalling it once. Try reinstalling it once again.
Okay, so may you try reinstalling it. If you still face any doubts, you can screen share in the last. Okay.
Okay, sir. No problem.
So we should proceed further. So now that we have installed Git and it is perfectly installed, as you can see, we are receiving the version that we have installed. We will be now configuring it. We'll be telling Git, we'll be setting a name and an email to tell Git, okay, so who is using. So for that, there's one command that is git config -- global user.name. Everyone type this command. So everyone run this command, type git config -- global user.name, and in double quotes, just type your name. Did everyone type it?
Yes, Bhaiya.
Okay, so we have to basically set two things, our name and our email for Git. So next we'll be setting the email for that. So we have same command for that also, git config -- global user.email, and inside quote just give your email.
Is it recommended to set our VIT email IDs or
no
personal?
You can set any email. It is not a compulsion that you have to set your VIT email only.
Like, are there any privileges or anything with student ID?
Yes, you have one GitHub Student Developer Pack, but you can get with your college email ID, but that is whole different thing. We'll not be talking about that in this session. In this, you can give any email ID that you want.
So if you are facing any doubts regarding the commands, it is shown on your screen right now. So have you all configured your Git? If yes, please type yes in the chat box.
Yes, sir.
Abhishek and Haridesh, I think we can continue forward.
So next thing which we are going to see is some important concepts related to Git. The first thing that we are going to see is staging area. Staging area is like a rough draft space where you can add your project files and wait till you want to save them for your next commit. Now comes the second thing. What is a commit? Commit is basically used to record a change or a milestone in a project. A committed code can be considered as a safe version of your application since it is saved along with your Git repository.
So the third concept in Git is tracked and untracked files. So basically there are two types of files. The first one is tracked files. So tracked files are basically the files that Git knows about. Okay, they exist, and Git tracks all the changes that we make to those files. Okay, so untracked files are the files that are not tracked by the Git. So Git doesn't know about them. Okay, these files exist or not. So this is the major difference between tracked and untracked files, and it is very important to learn this concept of tracked and untracked files. Okay, so to convert we can convert an untracked file into a tracked file. We have a very simple command for that. So we have a command called git add dot. By that, we can add the files to the staging area. So don't worry about the command just yet. We'll be looking at the commands in a short while.
Where staging area is the place
So
where
now
the
we
Git
have-
adds files.
Basically, yes. They add the files till they are committed. Like it's like stacking all the files which you need to use in some time later. And once they are committed, they are saved. I mean, then you can. There are various features in Git that you can do after that. Once they are committed, like you can roll back for if you have to go back to the change, and there are various other aspects as well. You can consider staging area is the like a railway station where you are waiting for the train, and the train can be considered as a commit.
So do anyone of you have doubts in these concepts of staging area, commit, tracked files, untracked files, etc.?
Can you repeat about tracked and untracked files once again?
Yeah, sure. So basically, we have to tell Git to that which files to track and which files to not track. So if a file is tracked, so Git will track all the changes in the code that we make. So they will be tracked. But in untracked files, the changes that we make will not be tracked by the Git. So Git doesn't know about them, and we cannot add those files to Git. Okay, just yet. So this is the major difference between tracked and untracked files.
Okay, sir.
So any more doubts?
So till now we have installed Git. We have also installed VS Code. We have configured it, and we have went through some theoretical aspects of Git. So now let us go through some basic commands.
So right now we'll be writing some code in VS Code. So everybody open your VS Code. Just make a folder named Gitify and open that in VS Code. So to open a folder in VS Code, just go to the folder, enter the folder, double click on it, and then right click it. And then you might be getting one option like this, open with code. Just click on that. So everybody opened it.
Can you repeat the process once again?
Yeah, just make a folder anywhere in your PC. Name it Gitify. Now open that folder. Right click anywhere in the folder. Click on show more options for Windows users. And then click on this open with code option. So what it will do, this will open this folder in VS Code.
We have to make an index file too.
Yeah, we'll be coming to that. Just open the folder. Did everyone open their folders in VS Code?
No, sir. I'm still confused. I'm sure once again. From the part where, from the once the folder is done. Like,
Yes. Did you create a folder named Gitify?
Sir, is there any specific location where we have to create that folder, or we can create it?
No, you can create it anywhere. There's no specific location.
It is opening in VS Code Insiders rather than VS Code. So is it a problem?
No, not a problem. You might have selected VS Code Insiders in Git installation, that's why.
So they are both the same essentially, right?
Yeah, no problem, no problem.
So I'm not getting the option to open in code.
You're not getting an option?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, you might have not ticked the checkboxes during installation of VS Code. So for that, right click and click on open in terminal. Are you getting an option like that?
Yes, I'm getting that.
Yeah, open in Windows terminal.
Okay.
And then just type code space dot.
Okay.
And click enter. It will open in VS Code.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah,
anyone else having any other doubts?
Sir, I don't have the option for opening in Windows terminal either.
Okay, so no problem at all. Just open your VS Code.
Yeah, I've done that.
Okay, then click on file at the top. And are you seeing an option like this, open folder?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just click on this.
You're done.
Yeah, and then select the folder which you want to open. And click on select folder. It will open the folder in VS Code.
Yes, sir. Done, sir.
Okay. So I guess everybody has opened their folders in VS Code. So now we'll be writing some code. So everyone please make a index.js file. We'll be writing some code in JavaScript. You can use any language you want. We in particular will be writing in JavaScript. You can use any language, be it Python, C++ or anything.
Okay, so once you have made your file, just write a simple hello world program. In JavaScript, it goes like console.log hello world. So once you have done that, just click on save. Now, first thing that you need to do is open the terminal. So you can open it by clicking on terminal, then new terminal. Once terminal, the inbuilt terminal basically is opened, you can just type the first command which we are going to use right now. Whenever you start a new project, we have to initialize an empty repository or a Git project. We do that by using the command git init. So I'll write it for you, git init. It initializes a Git repository for you all. As you can see, it has been initialized, and you can now use the further commands. This initialization will create a hidden folder named .git, which you can see if you choose the option to see hidden files. So now we'll be moving on to the second command.
Okay, so after we have initialized the Git repository, we can make changes to the files that are present in our project. So we have made the changes. We have written a simple console.log hello world. We have written a hello world program. I hope everyone has written it. So right now these files are not tracked. These are basically untracked files. Okay. So to add these files in the staging area, or to make them or to convert them into the tracked files, we use git add dot command. So I will just type it now, git add, and just give a space and then type dot. So what it will do, this will add all of the untracked files that are present in the project to the staging area. So these files will be tracked by the git. So everybody do till now. So did everyone do it? And Do you guys have any doubts? You can ask us. If you have done till now, please type yes in the chat box.
So as I can see, you all have done it till now. So now we'll be moving to the third command in Git. So till now you have added all these files to the staging area. So now to commit this, we are going to use another command called git commit. So to basically to save the changes in the file, or in other words, to create a version, or to be precise, a snapshot of our project, we'll use git commit to add changes after. So command goes like git commit -m. -m is used to add a message. So now to add a message, you just add 2 apostrophes and type the message that you want. So it is first commit, so I'll call it as first commit, and just hit enter. As you can see, the first commit has been made, and it is showing that we have made changes in one file and 2 insertions are added. As you can see, I have added 2 insertions. So this is how you commit your repository. So
excuse me, sir, your screen is not visible.
Screen is not visible. All right, wait.
Now is it visible?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now it's visible.
Yeah, it's visible now.
Did everyone type this git commit command?
Sir, it says commit did not match any files known to Git.
We told you that by default the files in the project are untracked, so we have to make them tracked. For that we use git add dot command.
Yes, I did that git add dot.
Yeah,
and then I did git commit -m first commit in apostrophe.
Yeah.
So it says that did not match any file. Shall I do it again from the start?
Yeah, try doing it again.
So should I make a new index file and do it?
Yeah, you can make one new index file and then do it.
Okay.
Anyone else facing any issues? Shall we proceed?
Yes, Bhaiya.
Before proceeding, I would like also to tell about the message which we added. So the main reason behind you adding a message during the commits is that when you work on a project, basically a real life project, you work in a team with multiple members. So adding the message, basically meaningful messages, helps to know other developers what changes you have made and what parts were affected. So it basically helps the developer to know what you have done till now.
Did there changes to the files? If yes, please write yes in the chat box. Then we'll proceed further. And if anyone is facing any issues, any doubts, you guys can ask.
Sir, just one thing. I did it again. So I did the git commit one. Okay. It still says did not match any files known to Git. Then again, I wrote git add dot, so it's showing a new line. So is it okay?
What?
Sir,
Yeah.
your voice is breaking. Cannot hear you.
You can screen share and tell us the issue.
Yes, yes. Just a minute. I did this. So git.init, then git add dot, then git commit -m. It says did not match any files known to git.
Akash, you have put asterisk in the commit message. You have to put it in double quotes or single quotes.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Abhishek, you're not audible.
Hello. Am I audible now?
Yes,
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Yeah, just put that message, git commit message in double quotes or single quotes.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll be proceeding further. Is my screen visible to all of you?
Yes. Sir.
So, okay, so right now we have this project on a local machine, that is our laptop PC. So right now other members cannot like contribute to this project. So in order to let other members to contribute to the project, so we need to host this code somewhere, like we need to put it on some sort of server so that everyone can access. So basically there are different options for hosting source code. Some of them are like GitHub, Bitbucket, Gitbucket, etc. So we'll be using GitHub for now. So let us get a brief introduction to GitHub. So basically GitHub is used for source code management and internet hosting and software development. So in GitHub, we can host our source code. Other developers can contribute to that source code, can access that, can see that, can make changes to that. And also using GitHub, we can host our websites. We can host our static websites that are made on simple technology like HTML, CSS, we can host them. Also, this GitHub is used for software development. So big projects are hosted on GitHub. Source code management is done on GitHub only. So we can create a repository on GitHub, and then we can push all of our source code there, all of our source code of the application there. And then other team members of the projects can be added as contributors. And after that, they can contribute to the project. So we'll be going through the whole process. So from starting, to start, we'll be first making one GitHub account. So everybody please open www.github.com and let us make one GitHub account. We have sent the link for the website in the chat box. You guys can access it through that. So did everyone open the website?
Yes, sir.
So just click on sign up option.
So once you click on the sign up option, they'll be asking you to type your email address. Just type your email address over here. Then click on continue.
It's okay if we type our personal email, right?
Yeah, it's definitely fine. Just write your email.
Okay.
Then you have to create one password. Once you have selected your password, just click on continue. Then it will ask you to add a username. Username will be used to log into your account. So just use one that is pretty simple and click on continue. So it asked whether you want to receive product updates and announcement via email. If you want them, just type yes. If you don't, just type no. So it will ask you to solve a pretty simple puzzle. Let's see if we can find a spiral galaxy from here. Then click on create account. Then it will send a code to your email address that you have provided. Just open up your Gmail and type that code.
It has to be the same email that we configured earlier, right?
No. You can use different emails, but it is recommended you use same emails. Then just fill up these things, that how many members are you working with, or whether are you a student or a teacher. Then click on continue. So out of these options, it is recommended to fill. You can fill all of them, or you can fill neither of them. Just click on continue, but it is recommended just check the first option, that is collaborative coding. Click on continue. After that, it will ask whether you want a premium subscription, that is GitHub Pro, or the free one. Just continue with the free one right now. So it is initializing your dashboard and your GitHub account is created. So we'll be giving you 2 minutes to go through this process. Once you have created your GitHub account, just type yes in the chat box.
Hope you all have created your GitHub account. So after creating the GitHub account, we'll be creating one new repository for our project. So just click on this green button which says create repository. So in this repository name, just type the name that you want to give. So I'll just type it. I'll name it Gitify and remain it as keep it as public repository only. If you choose the private option, only you can, and the members that you add to that repository can see that. If it's a public repository, everybody can see that. So leave everything as default and just click on this create repository button. So did everyone create it?
Yes, sir.
Hope you all have created your accounts and the repository as well. So the first thing that you can see is some commands written on the screen. So the first one is echo, then something goes in the double quote. That is basically to like print on the terminal. After that, you can see git init. That is to initialize the repository, which we have taught you earlier. The third command that you can see is git add readme.md. Basically, it adds a file called readme.md. After that, there is a command called git commit -m, or basically -n, first commit. We have also gone through this process. The fourth command that you can see is git branch hyphen capital M main. So the reason this command is written here is because initially when we used to use Git, the default branch was master branch. The GitHub that the branch that GitHub use is main branch as its default branch. So it is basically used to create another branch called main branch for the users who use master branch as their main branch. During the installation of Git, we already told you to go make your default branch as main. So you don't have to type this command because your main branch is already main. After that, you can see another command, which is to basically add your local repository to the GitHub. So we'll go through this process.
So now we have to connect this GitHub repository to the local Git repository that we made earlier. So to do that, we can see this command, git add remote origin command. So we use this command to add this GitHub repository to that local Git repository. So we will just copy this command, git remote add origin. Just copy this command, go to VS Code and paste it in the terminal. Just type git remote add origin and then paste the URL of the GitHub repository. You can get the URL from here. Copy it and then paste it. And then press enter. So by running this command, we have connected our local Git repository to the remote Git repository that we just made on GitHub. So did everyone do this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So right now the whole of our code is on local machine. So after running this command, we will be pushing all the code that is currently present on a local machine to GitHub. So to do that, we have one command which is known as git push command. So basically, we are pushing all of our code to the remote server that we have just set up to the in the GitHub. So just type git push -u origin main. So this means that we are pushing the code to the GitHub. -u means to set the repository as upstream. Origin is just be added in the previous command, git remote add origin. And after that, in the last, we specify the branch name to which we have to push the code. So we can make different branches, but right now we So for the first time, it will ask you to sign in. It will ask you to connect it. So just click sign in with browser. So type the email address and password for your GitHub account.
ask questions.
Any questions?
Okay, so
Now,
yeah, go ahead.
if we update the code in VS Code, will it automatically get saved?
No, we are just coming to that only.
Okay, sir.
Right till now, do you have any doubt?
Yeah, like when I use the push your origin main command like on the GitHub and all, so I was redirected to localhost website. I did not get a successful connection message.
You can close that. It redirects sometimes. You can close that, and you can type this git push origin main command again. It will work.
Okay.
So now let's come to the part where you ask what happens if we change or edit any file. So for example, if I just copy paste this these lines few more times, like I just did here. So now you can see a green line here that tells how many changes we have made to there are certain naming conventions or messaging conventions that we follow, but that's the topic another day. For now, we'll just commit this. Once we have committed this, you can see that we have made one file, we have changed one file and have made 5 insertions in it. So now to push it back to GitHub, we'll basically just use git push origin main. If you see clearly, we don't have to write -u or basically -u once more. That is because -u is used to push our only first commit, the first commit that we have made. It is used only once. Now you can just type git push origin main and hit enter. Once you do that, all the changes will be pushed to GitHub, and we can verify this by going to GitHub. Just reload your page, and you can see the commits. There are 2 commits. First commit is first commit basically, and the second commit is made changes in index.js. Now, if you look at the code, you can see all the changes that we have made. That's how you push the modified code in the project.
So do you guys have any doubts till now? Are you able to follow what we just told?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Just can you please show the commands for the second commit?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, can you see this first command, git add dot? This basically adds all the files to which we have made changes to the staging area. This is the first command that we type. Okay. And the second command is git commit -m and then a commit message. So now we have to commit the changes. We have to tell Git, okay, we are ready to save this file. So this is the second command. So after adding to the staging area and committing the changes, we push our changes to GitHub. So for that, we use git push origin main. So git push specifies that we have to push our code Origin is the URL of the repository that we just set up, and main is the branch to which we have to push our changes. So that is the breakdown of the command git push origin main. After running this command, you can refresh your GitHub repository and you can see the changes there. So are you guys able to follow? Do you guys have any
No, it
doubts?
is not refreshing, so I will try again later. You can move on.
Yeah, sure. You can try. It will work.
For those of you having doubts, we are recording the session. You guys can see the recorded session once again and follow through the steps.
So this was basically all we wanted to tell you about the basic knowledge on the Git and GitHub. So we request everyone to make another repository with your name, push some code in it in any language that you want, and just send us a screenshot if possible.
Okay, guys, so this is a small activity that we want you all to do. Make one GitHub repo and write a hello world program in any language and push that code to GitHub, and then copy the URL of GitHub repo and please send it in the chat box. This is a small activity that we want you to do. So are you guys doing the activity?
Do you guys have any doubts?
If you guys have any doubts, you can just ask them now.
So if you guys have any doubts, you can post in your doubts here, or else you can see the recording. I think so. We can conclude the meeting now, and now we'll be doing a vote of thanks for the speakers.
It is my privilege to propose the vote of thanks and acknowledge the contribution of those who worked hard to make this event by ISOI possible. I, on behalf of ISOI, would like to extend a hearty vote of thanks to Abhishek Bhaiya and Ritesh Bhaiya, who spared their time from their busy schedule to grace the event. We are really enlightened with your knowledge, presence, and your thoughts have upraised our minds. Thank you for clearing our concepts and enhancing our understanding pertaining to Git and GitHub. Indeed, you have put your best efforts. Your deep and intellectual way of imparting knowledge has added to the glory of the event. Last but not the least, I'd like to thank all the students for showing their interest in this session. I once again thank everyone for making this event a success.
So
Thanks everyone for having us.
just a one small doubt. Just a small doubt.
Yeah, yes, Akash.
If you make a new, like I'm making the activity you gave me, so do you have to put the hyphen u in git push?
In the first commit, you have to put the hyphen u.
Okay.
From the further
So-
commits, you don't have to put it.
It's for each program you have to put hyphen u in
No,
the
no, no.
first
Just
commits.
the first commit in the project.
Okay, so in a new project you have, in every new project, right?
Yeah, in every new project, the first push that you make to the GitHub should contain -u.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you everyone for attending.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Where can I see the recording link?